Um, hey, I'm Moogle, and I have Soph over here with me on commentary for Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure on the GameCube.
Hello.
I'm gonna start my run. Time starts on player select, so when I press A, I guess. So I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. So the whole objective of this run is to get all blue stamps. There's 8 attractions, so there's 8 stamps total. So how many actual like rides are there? I would say 6, I guess, because there's 2 gimmick ones where there's like a quiz and there's like a treasure hunt, I guess.
Not all the rides are actually rides.
Yeah. Like, we're in Universal Studios theme park, but we're not actually gonna go on any rides today, I guess. Like, we're gonna help ET out, and we're gonna be in a burning building, but nothing crazy. So those are the stamps we have to collect today. But one of the stamps is collecting all the lettering for the Universal Studios, and we'll do that throughout the game.
Obviously, there's like a specific way because it's a big open area, like through the different screens. So you have to take a specific order with where you go, so it's faster, obviously. So this is all like routed out and everything.
Yeah, there is a couple luck-based things, so there'll be mascots walking around the game, and I need to see one of those by the time I buy my first round of hats. So this works as in, if you have a hat, you can enter the building, essentially. There's a couple ways around that, but your bread and butter is to get your hat and then go onto the ride. So right here, we're going to talk to Winnie Woodpecker, and we're going to do a quiz, which is a requirement for the game. And this one's actually kind of difficult, because it's like 500-something questions.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how many different questions there are, because you can't just cheese it like usual games where there's like 5 different questions. So it's a mixture of relying on your own knowledge, but also there's a big document that, well, not document, but a big post on the speedrun.com thing that goes through all the answers, basically.
So if I mess up a question, I have to restart the whole quiz, because you don't get enough points if you miss a question. Since all these questions are different, it's kind of hard to know everything.
Yeah, it's really one of those situations where the more you know about the movies, the better.
Yeah, but all these are like 90s questions, so it's really hard to...
Yeah, like a very specific knowledge.
So some of these I am looking up. I know a lot of these, but not all of them.
Also, it's timed as well, so you don't have like that much time to go and check. So you've got to, like, in the document, search for certain fields or words, which could be another question too. You might land on a different question, so it's really hard.
Great! You're a true movie buff!
That's the most hard part, I think, of the whole run. The trivia question. Because I didn't know any of the answers.
Do you want to enter ET?
It's very similar to that Pepsi Man game. Oh. Yeah, so like there's actual physics in this game. Like you need to treat it as if like you're really riding the bike, you know? Otherwise you'll be off. You don't want to fall off. It's really big time loss too. Oh, that one was close. The thing fell off. Yeah, you'll probably just land and crash off. Yeah, so you can basically adjust like the angle of the bike. Yeah. It's kind of neat. Like pretty impressive for a, you know, a game about Universal Studios. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to look like anywhere, really. Money is like really important on this routing. Like obviously you don't want to keep going and wasting time backtracking to the hat shop more than the minimum. So you really want to find some mascots on the way, but they're random, so you know, it depends what you get. Hopefully.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It takes me back to running Final Fantasy.
Oh shoot. I did. Oh, we're good now. Oh shoot. You're good. I'm sorry. So during the quiz, I accidentally fat fingered my mute button.
Wait, can you? Oh, you can hear me now. Okay.
Yeah, that was my fault.
I was like sat here trying to figure out. Anyway, sorry.
So there's a slight issue with my pointage, I guess. So I wanted to run into a mascot, but I didn't. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of improv, and we should be fine. So as long as I hit a mascot next by, we're fine. But if not, then I might have to go to the quiz again. But I don't have to perfect that one.
Hopefully we'll get some Frankensteins or some good ones along the way, because this game has a decent variety of like the mascots too. Like it's not just a generic NPC. It's
Yeah, there's like 6 of them. There's Knothead Splinter from Woody Woodpecker's universe, I guess. I'm not really familiar with them. Like I said, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein. E.T.'s here. He walks around.
oh yeah.
Alright, so how this is routed out, we'll do three more rides before we go back for our last buy, but it should be fine.
So this is just a generic, like Gun-esque mini game that you've probably seen on many a game in the 90s. Which are always fun. But it's really hard because you've got to beat the bot, basically.
Yeah, this bot can be really quick sometimes, which is kind of...
Yeah, if you notice, he'll go slow sometimes, and then just like 360 no-scope straight onto them.
He, like, literally rubber bands, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. And just for reference, yellow is the, in case you haven't noticed, yellow is the bot and moogle's the blue.
Yeah, it's like 3 targets for the start, and then the bonus target comes out, so I try to, like, keep wary of that.
I think it's good to kind of juke out the bot too, because it does get a bit harder as the level goes on, and if you notice, Moogle did a really good job kind of like going for the ones that the bot was also going for.
I was having practice runs earlier, and the bot would literally just like shoot in the same spot over and over again, and I like, don't understand why he was doing it.
Got the balloons at the end there for the BM.
So I actually shot those balloons for a reason. It just those are just extra targets, and if those weren't on screen, then it progresses the game.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like actual tech to it. So that's why the bot will shoot at cans. Like he shot at that one like 7 times in a row.
Oh, that one was really fast because there was tons left on the timer.
I wasn't even looking at that. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff is just like for feel. Like during the quiz, I don't look at the questions, I look at the answers and try to pick out what I already know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to Jaws, and we gotta improv the route now, because usually I would go to Backdraft and Back to the Future, but we can't have nice things, so we're gonna go do Jaws instead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, depending on how you're doing for money or whatever, you're gonna have to adjust like on the fly. So just to prevent having to backtrack too many times,
Yeah. So I will be going to Back to the Future after this, just because of how the route is, but I will have to do Backdraft and then not Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. So this minigame sucks. I'm not a fan of it. It's too RNG heavy. So every time there's all these boxes around here, and there's certain items in them, and you need dynamite. No, that's not. Well, that's what the hell's going on?
It kind of trapped you back there. Oh,
yeah.
God.
So I have 2 bombs, or I hit them once with a bomb, and I have one in my inventory. So I'm gonna try to look for a stick of dynamite, and it's not good. I still hit him, it's fine. As long as you hit him and he still hits the boat, it's not a big deal. Alright, that's a 4. So, usually you want 2 dynamite, or a dynamite and 2 bombs, or I guess 4 bombs works also, but generally you want to like do 2 to 3 hits. Just with this being RNG based, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, it basically just depends on the drops from the boxes, and like sometimes you'll get boxes that don't even have anything in, or it's just
Well, there's always
really random.
It's guaranteed to have something in them. Just the thing that's in them doesn't do any damage.
Yeah.
So those little bottles I was like avoiding to pick up, they don't actually do damage. Well, it does like a sliver of damage, so it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, and you can only hold one weapon at a time too, so if you like had your dynamite and then accidentally walk through a bottle, you can't get the dynamite back once it's gone.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful.
You have to like tactically look for the thing you need.
Yeah.
So I should probably check my points when I leave Back to the Future, because I need to know how many hats or what I need to buy afterwards, but I'm pretty sure I still need 1,000 points when I leave, which should be fine. I never had a run not get a mascot, but there's always a first for everything.
Marathon Earth. Hopefully not.
Alright, so this is Back to the Future. So if you've ever been on the Universal Studios, the ride for this movie, essentially Biff steals a DeLorean and we have to get it back from him by hitting him a whole bunch of times. So we're gonna do exactly that.
What's wrong with you?
I think this is the only ride that actually resembles the actual ride from the theme park.
It's really cool though, like the theme park has you chasing like another car. I mean, I've never watched this movie, but I assume the cars play a big part.
So the car is the time machine.
Oh, yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, that's really cool, having like a theme park like that.
Are you okay?
Right.
I didn't want to bonk into the wall, but I didn't do a very good job not bonking into the wall, so should be fine. I want his damage to be around the eye when I go into the next portion, which is right here. Oh, and I whiffed. I missed like 2 hits there, which is fine. This theme park, or this ride's kind of iffy because you can double hit him in this spot alone. And I didn't hear 2 hits, but the damage went down more than it usually does, so I'm gonna assume I did.
Yeah.
So there's drifting in this. If you can't tell, so your bumpers are the drifting buttons, and I use that in air quotes because it's not really drifting. But it's like the opposite, so your left moves you right, and your right moves you left, and sometimes they can be kind of confusing.
Yeah, inverted controls when you're not used to them, especially on like a racing type game. I've never even heard of that before, like for a car game it being inverted. But a lot of Japanese games had like inverted.
That's probably why, because this is from the developer Kemco, and they've made some other good games like Batman Dark Tomorrow, and there's the Batman Beyond game that's just a beat 'em up, so that one's not nearly as bad as the other things that I've played from them.
You are the expert in this company.
Yeah, I like to play Kemco games, just not because they're good or anything, but they're kind of janky.
Because they're so bad they're good, kind of.
Kind of. So I'll be running Dark tomorrow morning, inconveniently, and that one kind of stinks, but
I love Batman, and even I haven't played that one yet because it just looks awful.
it's not the worst Batman game though. I will say that there isn't one worse Batman game than Batman Dark Tomorrow, and that is Batman and Robin on the PlayStation 1.
No, it's better. Okay, so we're on our last. There we go.
Yeah, he was on his last tick for a while. A lot of
It
these
looks awful to control on that game.
Yeah.
Does it look as bad as it? Is it as bad as it looks?
Yeah, it is.
The police got him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a car anymore because we bumped it enough to where it was inoperable.
So basically, this game is about being a hooligan,
Pretty much.
turning children into hooligans.
Well, they did give us a gun, and we will be going into a burning building soon, so I'm not sure exactly what that means, but
Is that the redemption arc? You like you burn down the building and then you like put it out.
well, so we haven't got there yet, but you're supposed to save people, and we don't do that.
Yeah, so point proven.
Spoiler alert, in Backdraft, you're supposed to save people out of a burning building, but it doesn't work that way in this game.
Which is something that you discovered, right? Like, because previously I think everybody had just assumed you have to save them because the game tells you to. And generally how the mini games work is like you have to do the thing it tells you to do in order to get the points. But that one doesn't. Yeah,
so for some reason, Backdraft, if you don't do it correctly, and like if you don't save the civilians or whatever inside the, this is not good. Any mascot? Hello? Oh, my man.
Oh.
Ooh. That scared me. So we're gonna shake hands with the creature.
It's like the one before the hat stuff as well.
Yeah, it is. So that was kind of scary. That could have went south real fast. There we go. We gotta talk to Woody Woodpecker again, but we're gonna buy ourselves the Jurassic Park hat. Oh.
You know what the character that mascot was supposed to be? Because at first I thought it was E.T., but it like looked way bigger.
That's the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's a horror character. Oh, that's it. So now we're gonna put our last hat on, but we gotta do a little bit of backtracking. But we'll do that after Jurassic Park.
And Jurassic Park's the best one. Best
Debatable. Debatable. So you can't. So mostly all these rides, I was able to speed up them in some sort of way, like double hitting Biff in the ice area, or Jaws getting. Oh hey T, how's it going? Getting good items in Jaws, or not being bad in Wild Wild West, or E.T. just not falling over. In Jurassic Park, you can't do none of that. It's just an auto-scroller until the end boss fight, which is just hitting the T-Rex like 400 times or something like that.
If anybody's ever played Dino Crisis 2, it's very similar to a lot of the mini games in that it's basically just a rail shooter, and obviously rail shooters are quite just auto-scrolly by nature, but it's cool. It's Jurassic Park. I'm sure chat loves dinosaurs.
I mean, it does play the theme song for Jurassic Park for like a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's worth it already.
Alright, so since Woody sees our E-Pass, he's just gonna let us into this burning building, because why not? So there's going to be a couple of fire extinguishers throughout the run, and I'm going to pick them up.
They're not fire extinguishers to help people, they don't misinterpret.
Yeah.
Still be ignoring them.
So this guy's just waving. I mean, he could easily walk out if he wanted to. He's not forced to be in state. He's not, yeah, like... So there's some fires you can walk around, there's some fires you just like tank through, and then there's also some fires that you just kind of like put out. So
It's all just depends, like, which is faster to take the damage to, which is faster to put out, but obviously you only have, like, certain amount of heart to, you know, health to tank with. So you don't want to run out of stars, heart, so...
I probably should mention, because I didn't start on the title select, but I just started on player select because I was lazy. There's 3 different like difficulties. There's easy, medium, and hard. So we plan easy for all blue stamps because that's the only way to get all blue stamps. Normal and hard have red stamps, I guess. And red stamps means that there's like different like requirements for like the rides and stuff. I want to say the red stamp for Jaws is just don't blow up the boat, or don't have the boat take damage or whatever.
Yeah, so the conditions for getting those stamps is like technically harder than what it is for the blue stamp.
Yeah, that's. But you do
So
get more
I'm
money. Shoot.
I'm guessing you would have to like actually save people on this, for example.
Probably, but I don't actually know. So I've never actually
That was a
done
good one.
all red stamps just because the game doesn't tell you
I
what
mean-
the requirements are, so you just kind of have to figure them out yourself. And
Oh, that sounds
done
really
that.
annoying to figure out.
Alright, so that fire that shot a fireball at me is an enemy, and since he's considered an enemy, he doesn't have a hitbox, so you can walk through him. I'm gonna try to thread the needle here. Shoot. You can thread the needle between those 2 fire things, and I wasn't lucky enough to do that.
It's very chaotic, this part.
Yeah, it's fine. Just let a child do this. So I could be putting these fires out, but at the end of the day, it's just easy to take everything.
Yeah, you've got plenty of the exits right there, so...
Like, that person could have easily walked out. Why did I have to save them? Alright, so even though it does say rescue failed, you will get the blue stamp, so it's fine.
Yeah, so this is why, you know, obviously it looks like you failed and you're not going to get the stamp, but...
Alright, so we're gonna conveniently walk over to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's probably, like we were saying earlier, it's like neat in concept, but it definitely drags way too long.
It's definitely the longest one. And
Yeah.
it's just purely because you have no control over like making it go faster. Because a lot of these mini games would be the same length. You know, the rides are probably designed to be as long as the Jurassic Park one is. It's just all the speedrun stuff speeds it up significantly.
Yeah.
Oh, that dinosaur just ran across the screen really
Yeah.
fast.
I'm not sure why there's such a long loading zone there, but I'm not gonna question it.
Something is
So
coming from
the-
behind.
So
Graphics.
Look!
the lore of Jurassic Park, at least for this ride, is that there's a T-Rex chasing after us, and we gotta defend ourselves from it. I assume that's how the movies work. I've never seen them.
Yes, you have.
I've seen
Jurassic Park.
I've seen World, and that's the only one I've
What?
seen.
I can't believe you haven't seen Jurassic Park.
No, I think it came out way too early for my time.
Too young.
Uh,
It traumatized my childhood, FYI. Like, I'm scared of dinosaurs because of them. Because of the movie.
well, conveniently enough, dinosaurs aren't real, so I think it'll be fine.
Or are they?
The world may never know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
So-
basically this is just... Is it Lux, which is just shooting dinosaurs as they spawn in, and... It is just pressing a button, right? Like it,
Yeah, so
like Metal Gear Solid kind of.
A is your shoot button, but if you hold A, you also charge your shot. So I'm gonna, if you see like numbers go next to the Velociraptors, I'm just charging the shot and shooting them. It's just easier to, most of the time, it's just easier to charge shot them because of how much of a pain they are to hit. But they'll come up in like packs of Velociraptors, and I will try to like wean out the crowd, I guess. It doesn't do anything, but you get more points off of it.
And obviously these Triceratops running across, they're like the friendly dinosaurs, so you don't have to
You
shoot
could.
them.
You get more points.
No, but
if you
don't.
do.
Triceratops are too lovely. Oh, that one jumped past.
Yeah, so even though I am targeting these Velociraptors, they don't actually like get hit sometimes, so it's kind of sketchy. So at the end of the day, I do try to just shoot them manually if I can. But sometimes there's just too many of them to where it's just, I'll try to charge shot to make my life easier, but
Like anime stuff, this. Like Jurassic Park. How cool are video games?
this game's pretty dang neat. I don't think I've ever seen another theme park game like this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's really unique.
So, I guess damage doesn't matter too much. As long as I'm not red by the time I fight the T-Rex, I can take shots. Like, so he'll chase us again, and, like, there's like a weak spot on him, they'll tell you to shoot him in the weak spot, and if you don't shoot him in the weak spot, what's the word I'm looking for? You just take damage. But it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, so if you're on red already, you're likely to get, like, you know, one shot if it hits that spot.
Yeah, so you kind of have to... yeah, like, as long as you're yellow, I think you're fine, but if it's... My best way to figure out how to shoot him is to hit the first weakness, and then just tank the next hit. And then you can kind of mash him to death.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily... I'm not sure if it's actually 400 hits with the gun, but it's like 40,000 points, which is 40,000. Yeah, it's something crazy. You usually end around 80,000, and when you fight up near 40, so it's about that many hits, I'd imagine.
These Velociraptors look so funny when they, like, jump me.
I'm a fan of the background Velociraptors, because they just like, they look like a 2D sprite, and then they just kind of like bounce up and down.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are chasing us actually like move, but these ones just go up and down, and it's kind of funny.
They look really funny right now. It's funny because, like, when they get 3D, they, like, change color, too.
Well, it's because it's a different model, because they just spawn in.
Yeah. They didn't even bother to make it look remotely similar, though, that's the thing.
Well, I mean, when you go to a theme park, you're there for the immersion, not the...
Yeah, you're not noticing that.
I don't think this ride's at a Jurassic Park. Or not, oh my god. There's a different Jurassic Park ride, but it's not nearly this bad.
Oh, it was really... Is that lagging on your end, or was that...
Yeah,
like,
no, it's the game.
Because that's really... it's, that's like 10 FPS right now. Well, it's better now, but...
Yeah, so if you charge... While there's a lot of stuff on screen, it can night the game out.
Oh, so that's what it is, okay.
It's a bit of both. There's a lot of Velociraptors on screen, and charging doesn't help. So there's...
Yeah.
Like, when we had those Triceratops or whatever those were earlier, I didn't shoot at them because I don't want to like the game out.
Yeah.
Because I use... you could have... You could get more points if you kill them, because there's like a... there's like a what do you want to call it? Like a list of what you killed at the end of the game, or at the end of the run.
Yeah, so you basically want to like get the minimum to like get the stamp.
So if I was doing this for points, like if I wasn't doing Jurassic Park last, then I would actually try for points, but since that's not the case, I don't care too much.
Okay.
My bullets are missing these dinosaurs, and that's not very fun.
Yeah, a lot of them are sneaking through today. Hold button. What button do you have to hold?
It's random every time. It can be L, it can be R, it can be L and R. Luckily enough, we're nearing the end of Jurassic Park. As long as that T-Rex goes for our yellow side, I think we're fine. He usually does.
Yeah.
The first hit. Oh my, did I really use that guy again? Charge shot's so inconvenient because it's like.
I think because it lags it as well, it doesn't help. And like, yeah, all the stuff that's just going on, it's not easy to get them all. So even though it's an auto-scroller, you still need like a level of proficiency with it so you don't die. So you don't blow up, you know?
Oh, there's some Stegosauruses over there, but I'm not gonna worry about them.
Don't kill any of the nice ones.
What's a nice dinosaur? The area just
herbivores.
unloaded itself. So there's the T-Rex that's been chasing us the whole time. So I'm not gonna mash at him until he's closer to me, so I'm just gonna charge shot until he's like in front of me. This cursor isn't very friendly.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not. That is not where you're reading. Oh, it's kind of like a trajectory thing.
Yeah, a little bit. So the further he is away, the harder it is. Like, so I'm a left-handed masher, so me trying to mash is really difficult.
I think the weak spot's on the tail.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, I can pink that shot, and it wouldn't really matter too much. So I need to be around 80. There we go. Ugh. I used to do that in three goes, but if you just smash good enough, you can get away with doing two.
Yeah, it's very... Okay, so... Jurassic Park, done. That's the...
that was the last one. So now all I'm going to do is collect the rest of our Universal Studios lettering, and we'll be out of here. But... like, when you go to a theme park, the last thing you usually do is watch a fireworks show, so that's literally the... That's literally the credits. It's like a fireworks show and then the credits, so just kind of neat. I don't want to say this game's kind of ahead of its time for a theme park game, but it's definitely unique enough for me to want to play it multiple times.
I don't think there's really any other games like this. I mean, it's a collection of other games put together, but the way it's, you know, a theme park, it's really good idea for... It's just, you know, it was
poorly executed.
Too ambitious. Yeah. But at the time, like, you know, it's just janky. That's the problem with it. It's in this marathon for a reason.
Hey, there's the critically acclaimed Waterworld that didn't flop at all.
I don't even know what that is.
The movie flopped so bad when it released, I guess, because they spent like $175 million on it.
Oh.
And I think it only made like 70 million. it's a quiz question, so that's the only reason why I actually know that.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, Waterworld is a it's a movie based on the world's basically full of water, and they look for like their currency, not their currency, but their delicacy is soil, which is kind of weird.
That sounds kind of cool though, that movie. That's more that I want to watch that more than Back to the Future. Is that weird?
It is a little weird.
Back to the Future just doesn't interest me at all for some reason.
I wasn't paying attention, but that was the rest of the stamps. So we're gonna go talk to Woody Woodpecker and end the game.
The final stretch now.
Literally, because it's just one straight walk. Alright, there we go. All we gotta do is just talk to Woody and we're out of here. And time.
GG, very nice.
And I was telling you about the fireworks show, so that's what we're gonna get.
Fireworks. Is that like a podium? Did you win?
I guess I'm not.
You first place. Woo!
I'm not sure what that is.
World record.
So world record in this game's 37:30 or whatever, and my PB is a 39:30. So like, there's differences, but I haven't.
I think it just comes down to like it's such a random little game. Everything would need to add up, and you know.
Yeah, it's a lot. But
Well, that was fun.
yeah, that was Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure on GameCube.
Bye.
See ya, Woody.